Hey everybody, Courtney here with Smitty's Fly Box. We're just out enjoying some summertime fishing today. We're using a hopper dropper setup. Super popular technique to use throughout the year, but really this time of year when hoppers are really prevalent, makes fishing really fantastic. I love having the dropper option off of my dry fly because it just gives you that chance to catch those fish that aren't looking up. And you basically have an indicator that can catch a fish. So it's a pretty simple setup. What I have here is I have my tapered leader, and then I've got my tippet tied off my tapered leader here to my dry fly, which is our meadow hopper. This is the fly we're actually tying for this month's beginner box, and it's a little gray and tan meadow hopper. Then from there I just use an improved clinch knot off the hook bend of my dry fly, and I'm going to run that down to my tag fly, or my dropper, and which is a little roughneck. And I just use again an improved clinch knot to tie that off. You can vary the length on that tippet between the two flies. This is about 18 to 20 inches long, and that's just adjust that for the depth of the river that you're fishing. But I wouldn't go much further than 2 feet. You'll end up, the chance of getting it more tangled is always there. So basically what I like to do with this, as I know fish are looking up as the hoppers are out, I'm focusing on that hopper, casting into pools where I think that those fish are going to be coming up for dries. But I'm also fishing these little deeper runs where I have a chance of catching these fish that aren't necessarily looking up or aren't active, or have seen a lot of pressure from different hoppers already, so they're a little leery to them. But when you're fishing this, it's a pretty simple way to do this. I like to open up my casting, so I have a bigger loop when I cast because we've created another hinge point here at our tie-off point of our dry fly. And so opening up that cast will really help to limit any snags or tangles with that back fly. And also utilize a roll cast, which is really helpful in this situation too. Let your fly come downstream, roll that fly back up towards your target, and then let it go back through again. So those are some pretty simple tips to get through to utilize dry droppers and hopper droppers especially. So it's a great way to fish. Some of my favorite dries to use, or my favorite hopper patterns to use this time of year. This is our little meadow hopper, and I like that one quite a bit. It's more subtle, a little smaller pattern. Dave's hoppers work good, a good classic grasshopper pattern. And then chubby Chernobyls are probably one of the most popular ways to fish this technique. And then as far as droppers go, you can virtually use any nymph that you want. I try to stay pretty small with a little tungsten bead, maybe even a brass bead, depending on the depth I'm fishing. Right now I've got a little brown roughneck. It's got a little tungsten bead on it, and it's been working well. And I also like gunslingers and little Perdigones. So nothing too heavy. I don't want to drag that dry down into the water. But yeah, it's a great way to fish. For a beginner, this is a great way to introduce you to light nymphing and using that fly as an indicator essentially, so you can detect those takes, and you have that option of getting a dry fly take as well. So really clean way to use this if you're just beginning and just trying out fly fishing for the first time. Highly recommend it. Give it a shot. Let us know how you do with this dropper setup with the hopper droppers, and it's a fantastic way to do it. We've been having success all day, so we'll catch you next time.